Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on something we do dozens, maybe even hundreds of times a day without a second thought. We're going on the secret journey of a click.
Think about it. You click a link, and poof, a web page just appears. It feels totally instant, right? But in that tiny, tiny sliver of time, an incredible, high-speed journey takes place all across the world.
And that's really the key to understanding all of this. What's happening isn't some kind of digital magic. It's actually a very fast, very precise conversation between computers. Your computer is asking for something, and another computer, somewhere else in the world, is giving it the answer. So, every good conversation has to start with knowing who you're trying to call. On the internet, it's exactly the same. Your computer needs to find the right phone number for the website you want, and to do that, it uses the internet's own massive global phone book. Okay, so look at this. On the left, you've got something that makes sense to us. A name, like Google.com. We can remember that. But computers, they speak in numbers. Every single device on the internet has a unique numerical address called an IP address. And that's the only language they really understand.
So how do we get from the name we type to the number the computer needs? Well, that's where something called the Domain Name System, or DNS, comes in. You can literally think of it as a phone book. Its one and only job is to look up that human-friendly name and find the matching computer-friendly IP address.
And this whole process happens in milliseconds. It's almost unbelievably fast. Your browser just asks, hey, what's the IP for this website? A DNS server looks it up in its records, and then boom, it sends the number right back. Now your browser knows exactly which computer in the world it needs to talk to.
All right, so our computer has the number. It's time to make the call. This is where the real conversation starts, and it's a very structured chat between two main players, the client and the server. This little diagram shows the flow perfectly. Your browser, which is the client, sends out a request. That request travels across the internet, finds the right web server, and the server then finds what you asked for and sends it back. It's just this simple, elegant loop: request and response.
And it's really important to get these roles straight. A server is just a powerful computer that's always on, always connected, just waiting to, well, serve up web pages. Your device, your phone, your laptop, that's the client. It's the one making all the requests.
And just like any good conversation, this one has rules. There's a shared language they both have to speak. That language is called HTTP, which stands for Hypertext Transfer Protocol. It basically sets all the grammar rules for how to ask for things and how to reply. It's what makes the web work.
When you boil it all down, it's really just this: a simple request and a simple response. Your browser says, hey, can I please have this web page? And the server uses HTTP to say, sure, here you go.
But wait a minute, how do those messages actually travel across the whole internet? It's a huge, complicated network. Well, they don't go as one big file. They're actually broken down into tiny pieces and packaged up for the journey. All that information gets chopped up into these small, manageable chunks called packets. The best way to think about it is like sending a really long letter as a series of postcards. Each postcard has a little piece of the message, plus the address, and they all get sent off, ready to be put back together when they arrive. And this is how that packaging process works. It's brilliant, really. Each layer of the internet's architecture wraps the packet in another layer of instructions. It's kind of like putting a letter in an envelope, then putting that envelope in a shipping box, and then putting a shipping label on the box. Each layer adds the information needed for the next step of the trip.
Okay, so after this amazing journey, and we're talking across continents in the blink of an eye, all those little packets arrive at your browser. Now the final act can begin. Your browser takes all those pieces and actually builds the web page you're about to see.
You see, the server doesn't send a picture of a web page. It sends a set of instructions. It sends three main types of files. HTML is the raw content and structure. Think of it like the skeleton. CSS provides all the style, the colors, the layout, the clothes. And JavaScript provides the interactivity, the brains and the muscle that make things happen.
So your web browser is basically a master builder. It takes the HTML blueprint, the CSS style guide, and the JavaScript instructions, and it instantly assembles them into the complete, interactive web page that you see on your screen.
So we've gone from a single click to a phone book lookup to a conversation, through a whole packaging system, and finally to a construction site, all in less than a second. What's the big idea to take away from all this?
I think it's this. That simple click is powered by this hidden, just beautifully orchestrated system.
It's a silent, lightning-fast conversation that's happening millions of times every single second all over the planet to connect our world. It's not magic, but you have to admit it's pretty close.